Dangan Monster. worry. It's gonna be fine. Hey. You should even be able to create the future, no matter what kind of future it is.
Despair is contagious, you know. It's almost like a natural phenomenon. Everyone is capable of it. And now the entire world has fallen into despair.
okay. A shining future will always be waiting for you, 'cause I know.
Yes. So, it finally happened. I had to use my own password because 15 minutes is too dang long to wait. So, I guess it's gonna be kind of a quiet day today, and that's okay. I'm excited to investigate another murder because I'm confident that the body on the floor is in fact not Junko and is, or not I don't think that's the murder scene. I think that's something else. And Junko's body is somehow being used as a prop or a dummy. Very bizarre. But we're gonna get to the bottom of it. Okay. I actually found Danganronpa lo-fi music to play at the beginning of the stream. I started doing that, trying to see if I can find like lo-fi remixes of game music for whatever game I'm about to play. And to my surprise, there was a lo-fi Danganronpa, but only one. Only one. Danganronpa. Oh right, there's rock music going on for some reason. Okay. There's a knife. Looks really familiar. Yeah, that's a knife that was given to you for safekeeping, which I said was gonna be a bad idea, but you know, here we are. Where the person in the mask was that attacked me last night, they were holding that knife. That same knife was used to stab that same masked attacker we found here. No, not the same. Maybe they got stabbed because when they attacked, maybe I reacted by grabbing the knife? No. This really is Kyoko. No. I don't remember anything clearly. It can't be, there's no way. People are way too quick to assume in games like this. I mean, even after we had somebody in a robot suit, like, real. Like, we had somebody in a robot suit running around, and, anytime that you have something that obscures identity of their face, their form, you know, whatever, it's like you've always got to keep it in the back of your mind that stuff can get swapped around. These look like fragments. They're all burnt, so I can't really be sure, but it doesn't look familiar to me at all. I feel like I've seen something like it before. Have we, though? Where? Was it that? I'll have to double check that later. Oh no, I have no clue, dude. I checked more thoroughly. Yeah. See, those are Junko's nails. Something weird about the body's fingernails. These are fake nails, they're really long. They seem like they get in the way of normal activity. There's something on the back of the right hand, a tattoo. It got burned, I can't make out the whole thing. Looks like a picture of a dog or something. The white jacket got burnt up. There's only one little piece left. Lower half of the body didn't get wet at all. After the body blew up, the top half got set on fire, so I dumped a bucket of water on it. There's nothing strange about that, right? Upper half of the body got set on fire, it's totally blackened. Top half of the body is wet. It got set on fire, I threw water on it. I only threw water on the part that was on the fire. The bottom half is still dry. There's nothing strange about the top half being wet. There isn't, right? Exploded body analysis. Exploded. Oops. Panel that controls the sprinklers. Turn on at 7:30 every morning. Oh. Sprinklers turn on at 7:30, right? If the body was here before then, the sprinkler should have gotten it wet. Murder must have taken place after 7:30. What does the Monokuma file say? Oh, excuse me. There is no time of death. There's no time of death. Remember there were some chickens in the chicken coop. One is missing. And my door is moving on its own. My cat back there? I think I see my cat's tail. I think my cat's behind my door. Franklin, don't do that during a murder mystery game, okay? Yeah, there's supposed to be 5 chickens. Glad you're here. You remember how many chickens there were in here? There were precisely 5.
Huh?
What's wrong? There's only 4. We're 1 chicken short. Hero is so upset.
But
I was down here just before nighttime, and there were definitely 5 chickens.
what?
What are we gonna do? Going from 5 to 4 is gonna have an impact on the structure of the world. I think, actually, isn't the pronunciation of the number 4 in Japanese very similar to how they pronounce the word death? And so it's like 4 is seen as like an unlucky number.
Conspiracy!
It's like a jigsaw puzzle. If even a single piece disappears, the entire world will remain unfinished. I did my best to ignore Hero and focus on the problem at hand. Why did one of the chickens disappear? Could it be related? Look at all those chickens! Let's check out the shed. A tarp. No, there was not a tarp here before. The top is wet, covered with mud and grime. The tarp was used to cover the body so it wouldn't get wet from the sprinklers to offset the time of death. The underside is totally clean, completely dry. One side of the tarp is wet and dirty. Something about that bothers me. Yep, I know why. That's the one thing in here that concerns me. Yeah, he said it's the one thing in here that concerns him, right? So... Lawnmower, I don't think it has anything to do. Okay, well, let's just get out of here. Who does that body belong to? Whoever it is, I'm not gonna look. I don't want to faint. Listen, Makoto, do you remember how the body looked before it blew up? If I remember right, he was wearing a mask and a big white coat. There was a knife sticking out of the stomach, area around it stained with blood. The wound had stopped bleeding, but the blood on the body was still wet. Is someone else was wearing the lab coat when they got stabbed, and then they draped it over this dead body? Byakuya said not to touch it to avoid getting all bloody, but for how much blood there was, I didn't see any on the ground around it.
Okay.
Wow, thanks, that was a big help. Now that you explained it, I totally remember how it looked. Having to talk about it like that helped me remember it a lot better, too. Thank you. No, thank you. It's 11 o'clock right now. Okay.
Serious?
I was just thinking about when we first found the body. I should look back at what I did this morning. Monokuma's announcement woke me up at 7, headed for the dining hall. Once I got there, met up with Hina. That was around 7:30, so the sprinklers were going off at that point. Then I headed to the gym where everyone else was waiting. Next, Toko went to get the pickaxe. That's when she found the body. What time was it then? When we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock, so it was probably 9 on the dot now. It had to have been right around 9 o'clock.
You know?
Now that you mention it, I think you're right. We can say for sure the body was found at 9 a.m. Okay, my job is done. That's a pretty small job. When the body was found. Good timing. I wanted to talk to you. You do? What do you want to talk about?
So, in other words...
I'd like to hear your alibi, okay?
In other words...
I'd love to hear where you were after nighttime began last night. I was asleep in my room, trying to sleep. I was sick. I was asleep all night. Why are you asking about that now? What's nighttime got to do with
Naturally.
it? Isn't it obvious this murder took place after nighttime? How can you know? Because just after nighttime began, I came to the garden. I was going around looking for everyone so I could tell them about Monokuma. Oh right, because that's when they discovered Monokuma and disassembled him. Hero's been spending most of his time in the garden the last few days. I figured he'd be here. I can confirm that when I arrived last night, there was no body here.
In other words...
So the murder could only have taken place at some point during nighttime after I left the garden. However, Toko, Hiro, and Hina and I were in the gym together the entire night. Once I found Hiro in the garden, we immediately went to Toko and Hina's rooms to get them. At that point, we all went to the gym and began dismantling Monokuma. As a precaution, we made sure not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. In other words, all 4 of us have airtight alibis. The only ones who don't have alibis are Makoto and Kyoko, and the 16th student. 16th student. Just a reminder. There's the third possibility here. If the victim really is Kyoko, I'm the only one without another. There's another student. When we went to go get Hina and Toko, we stopped by your room as well.
What?
You never came to the door, so where were you? I was having a fever dream, okay? Leave me alone. I'm telling the truth. I was in my room, but I was dead asleep. I had a fever. That's hardly an alibi. Okay. What now? You seem to be at quite the disadvantage. Okay. That's really bad, isn't it? Yakio's account. That fragment I found before. What the heck is that? Like, I really don't recognize that from anything. No clue. Somewhere I need to go in to confirm my suspicions. That corpse really Kyoko? No. No. Oh, we're gonna try to get into Kyoko's room.
It's all clear now.
What?
Just give up.
Options. Yeah, can we get the key? If you do come up with an alibi, I'd be happy to hear it at the class trial. No. You have the key to Kyoko's room, right? I was hoping I could borrow it. I can't take that risk. You're the prime suspect.
What?
If I were to go with you, that'd be a different story. Then will you go with me? I have my own agenda. Find me again later, we'll see.
Goodbye.
Depending on my mood, I may go with you or my... Bro, are you forgetting that if we send the wrong person for punishment that everybody dies? Have you forgotten that? So why would you not want to assist me in the investigation? So we have a thorough understanding of every angle possible. Maybe I should check out that one area, which I have no clue what he's talking about. There are wooden lockers here. One of them is different. I don't see anything here that might be connected to the case. Yeah, but look at number 6. It's like weird. What's up with number 6? Whatever. Probably nothing in here. Can I go into the bio lab? Let's see if anything's different in this room. Nope. Nothing here. Nothing in here. And that's it for this floor. Everything's back to normal. Which is still really suspicious. Like, that's a really strange occurrence. Especially when people can wander around at night. That would be one of the things, like, once I realized that people could wander around at nighttime, we just couldn't sleep outside of the rooms, I'd be like, okay, the next time that somebody dies or something happens after the class trial, immediately go to check on wherever the thing happened. Does it happen immediately after class trial every single time, or what? Because that's really weird. I'm assuming it does happen. Basically, it gets cleaned up during class trial. Killing games being broadcast live. Okay, power's on, systems are locked. Yes, cameras are following our every move. They're absolutely everywhere. How many cameras does this place have? Okay, so something I would want to do if I were these guys is like look more carefully at each monitor, because these monitors potentially give us a peek into rooms that we don't have access to, right? Like, here's the AV lab, there's the gym, here's the rec room, here's the pool, I think, right? And then here's the storage room for the that one lab. This is a hallway. This is that one entrance thing into the gym. And then this is the entrance of the school with that big locked thing. This is the dining hall. The like kind of, not a gym area, but like the chamber before you go into the gym area to get into the pool. I think this is another angle of the rec room. This is another angle of that like lab that has the air purifier in it. This is someone's bedroom straight up. This is the chemical lab hallway. Another hallway, another bedroom, the garden, it looks like, another angle of the dining hall, another angle of the warehouse, or not, I don't think it's called the warehouse, it's like a storage room behind that one lab area. Another hallway, bathroom? Is that the bathroom? Okay. There's the entrance to the art place. Here's the art room, another angle of the art room. The store, another angle of the store over here. The entrance to the trial place. We got another hallway here. The nurse's office, I think. The library closet. Another hallway. The actual gym. I can't tell. I think it's the boys' gym, maybe? Another hallway. Laundry room. The lockers in the training hall. I don't recognize this monitor right here. I'm not sure what that is. I think this is also the garden. This I also don't recognize. It looks like it's almost like a church. But maybe it's also the, it might be the class trial room. But that doesn't seem quite right either. So like these two monitors are weird. I don't recognize those rooms. We've got a camera behind a plant somewhere. It's also not looking super familiar to me. And then up here we have another hallway. This purple room down here is also kind of weird. So yeah, there's like a couple of monitors where I don't recognize what it is exactly. And I feel like that's a huge missed opportunity to at least be able to click on, like as a player, click on the monitors and be like, yep, I see. Because here's the other thing it can tell us. What if there aren't cameras in the doors that are locked? What if those rooms don't actually have surveillance? Like the bathhouse, for example, that doesn't have any surveillance either. So it can potentially shed some light on why we're being left locked out of there. Anyway. I'm feeling supremely dumb. Oh, this is what that other monitor was looking at. Physics lab. That's what I couldn't think of. Why is the door open? Oh, whoops. It doesn't look like there's anything here. What's weird is, like, everything's restored to normal after murders happen, except, like, murder weapons aren't replaced. Like, the mallets in that room weren't replaced. The kitchen knife that Sayaka used was not replaced. Those stay missing, which I find weird. Everything's back to normal, yeah. Even the okay, this is weird. The bottles were restored. The bottles were restored. The mallets weren't. The knife wasn't. That's weird. Probably don't need to check any of the classrooms. I just have no idea what that fragment is. I cannot remember. Alchemist lining dismantled. I figured it wouldn't be here.
You know?
Oh, the bomb. Okay.
Huh?
What? A bomb? That bomb went missing. Fragments I found in the garden. Okay. Kyoko's room. Head back to the garden? Okay. Wish I could teleport to the garden. I think there was supposed to be like a teleportation thing you could use. I don't know, the teleportation system is kind of kludgy. I'm not digging it. Like, I feel like it takes just as much time if you just sprint to the stairs. And pressing F1 and cycling through all of the options. Think you can go soon?
Let's go.
You wanted to check out Kyoko's room? Okay. At least they're kind enough to teleport us here. Well then, here we go. And it's open. I'm surprised Byakuya didn't... Oh, wait a minute. What if he's hiding evidence? It could be Byakuya. He could be the guy that did it. Because what would Byakuya do in the event that he gets Kyoko's room key? The person that he distrusts the most. Why didn't I think of this sooner? If I was Byakuya, I would absolutely use the key to go into Kyoko's room to learn more about her immediately. Because he wanted more information. He was like, tell us the truth about who you are or whatever else, right? And she couldn't say. She said, I don't remember. And then he gets the key to her room. You bet your honey he's gonna use it. And so when he's like, I can't let you have the key because you're the prime suspect, but if I go with you, but ask me later, maybe then I'll be in the mood to help you. That could easily be an opportunity for him to walk to the room and hide critical evidence before I get there. Something on the table. Oh, I know what that's for. Wood block decoration. What purpose does it serve? I think it's a key. The lockers at those really traditional public bathhouses use them for their lockers. I wouldn't know. I've never gone to a public bathhouse. That doesn't surprise me.
It's certainly
If
possible.
it is a key, I think I know what it unlocks. What? Unless I'm mistaken, I'm pretty sure I saw something in the dojo. Yeah. Here's her bed. I don't see anything interesting. We can't go through her, like... Okay. Here's the bathroom. She might have certain articles hanging out to dry. I'd better not... Stop it! Stop it! Is it really just to learn about the wooden key? And either Byakuya's playing dumb about that wooden key, or he planted it, or... I don't know, something else. But I don't see anything else to investigate in here.
What? Come on.
Oh, come on, Byakuya. You're just angry you didn't think of it first, please. Surely you have something more concrete, something you have to give us some sort of direction. The key? Kyoko gave me something.
It's true.
Don't open it yet. Only open it if something happens to me. Why open it now? You don't know that something's happened to her. What's in the envelope? Kyoko gave it to me as she said if something ever happened to her. We don't know if anything's happened to her.
Interesting.
Something has certainly happened, so open it. We don't know that. There's a single piece of paper under the sheets. That's all that was in there? Looks like it. Under the sheets. Could something be hidden under the bed sheets? I mean... What's this? Ah. The 16th student. But... number 78 on this registry. Mikuro Ikusaba.
I see.
Appears to be the profile, looks like it. Probably the other thing Kyoko stole when she snuck into the headmaster's room. There was a key and blank. Kyoko said a death without meaning was unappealing, and this is what she left behind. I don't have time for your sentimental indulgences. Hurry up and finish your search. Made an effort to pull myself together, looked down the profile sheet. Kuro Ikusaba, female, the ultimate soldier? What? Although small for her age, she was a military specialist trained in every weapon type imaginable. She showed an interest in the military from childhood and soon found herself completely absorbed in it. In elementary school, she won a survival game tournament and began writing for military magazines. Just before entering middle school, while she and her family were on vacation in Europe, she disappeared. The story of a young Japanese girl being kidnapped quickly took over Japanese media outlets. An intense international investigation turned up no information, and she was never found. She reappeared in Japan 3 years later, alone and completely unannounced. She revealed that she had joined a mercenary group known as Fenrir for those 3 years. Fenrir, isn't that a mythical god, like a Norse, one of the Norse gods or something? I gotta look it up now. Old Norse, Fenrir, or Fen-dweller, Fame Wolf, Norse mythology, yep. Fenrir represents the forces of evil and chaos against the goodness and order of the Aesir gods whose king is Odin. The fact that Fenrir clashes directly with Odin suggests the two are of comparable strength. Odin is the king of order, while Fenrir is the king of chaos. Well, that's an interesting, thing. She insisted she hadn't been kidnapped, that she'd received battle training of her own volition. However, she never revealed why she decided to return home when she did. The Ultimate Soldier, a mercenary group. This doesn't feel real. That's how different this is. That was how I saw things, just an ordinary person. But then, I never imagined I would hear the name Fenrir in a place like this. You recognize it? The Fenrir Mercenary Corps is a collection of battle-crazed warmongers. They do have their issues, they always get the job done. That's worth remembering. It's all part of a world totally removed from the one I live in. I have to say I'm intrigued. Every rumor I've heard says that Fenrir has already...
Found it!
I feel like our hero is becoming a bit player, and a bit player is becoming our hero. What? It's you. What have you got in your pretty little hand there?
What?
You found her profile? What if I did?
Hey!
Don't freak out on me.
Now.
I'm not gonna hold it against you or anything. In case you're wondering, I don't hold it against Kyoko either, even though she stole it and hid it. After all, there's no rule against stealing, is there? But who I can't forgive is Miss Ogami, who broke the rules and busted into the headmaster's room. Maybe I'll drag her corpse out here and slice it up and devour it. Bears are omnivorous, you know. I'm doing good, Elsa. How are you?
What?
Are rule violations really so unforgivable? You're quite adamant about those regulations of yours. Of course I am. A proper school life is built on the dedication to organization and order. Which is why even I, as the school headmaster, have to follow the regulations myself. Elsa, did I not answer the question? I'm so sorry. I'm so wrapped up in this like thing going on right now. I'm doing well. How are you? It's a very intense conversation because essentially we've been discovered with like contraband and I don't know what Monokuma is gonna do, so I'm like on edge.
Of course!
Absolutely. I can't have you complaining about how unfair it all is now, can I? In fact, on the subject of fairness, would you like to know something interesting? Interesting. It's about the one writing all the rules. They're actually one of the participants in this killing game. I don't think I ever actually told you how many participants there actually were, did I? Good, Jewel. Do you prefer to go by Elsa or Julie? Or both and call you Elsa Julie? I was thinking I could probably clarify that.
Hey,
When you all first got together in the main hallway way back when, there were 15 people here, right? I think that first meeting may have led to a little misunderstanding among you all. My streaming's going good. A misunderstanding? Are you saying...
in other words...
there weren't actually 15
yes,
of you?
indeed!
The total number is actually 16.
Mukuro Ikusaba, the 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the ultimate despair.
No, the ultimate soldier. She's the ultimate soldier.
Watch out for her.
The 16th student, Mukuro Ikusaba. She's part of this school life, the one making all the regulations.
Why?
Huh?
Did you say something? Why are you telling us? Because, like I told you, this killing game is desperately popular. You wouldn't believe the ratings. And since we've gotten many viewers now, I wanted to make sure everyone was on the same page. I don't want to wake up to a hurricane of complaints and hate mail, you know?
Yes, indeed!
Makes sense? Elsa, you got it.
Well now.
That's all you get for now. Actually, I do have some revenge to get, so I have an extra bonus for you. Revenge. I want to get back at that sneaky Miss Kirigiri, so I'm going to share a little secret with you. Okay?
Hey,
You know how she wears those stupid gloves day in, day out, all the time? Well, don't tell anyone I told you, but she wears them to cover up a bunch of hideous scars that she doesn't want anyone to see. Which game do I play mostly? I mean, I stream 6 days a week, and 3 of those days is Guild Wars 2. So, I guess mostly Guild Wars 2, but then I have, on Fridays I play retro games, and I define retro as anything before 2005. usually point-and-click adventure games. And then Saturdays, today, I typically play some kind of mystery game, sleuthing game, puzzle solving. They could be new or old, but the idea is that, like, you're solving a mystery or trying to use your noodle. What? Now that's all you get. Okay. Monokuma's account has been added to the truth bullets. Kyoko wears those gloves to cover up a bunch of scars. So on the back of her hand... Oh! The tattoo! Okay, hold up. That's the Fenrir. I'll bet you that's a Fenrir tattoo, because Fenrir is a wolf. We just looked that up on Google. So could that be Ikusaba? Mukuro? The fake nails are weird, though. Could it have been mimicked? But no, Monokuma specifically said there were scars. That's why Kyoko wears the gloves, which means... those fake nails... I'm thinking about Kyoko again.
What?
Forget about her. What matters right now is uncovering Monokuma's trap.
Such ignorance.
God must have really hated you to make you so dull. Don't you remember what Monokuma just told us? He said there were 16 students, which means Mukuro was a student here.
That's right.
Obviously, Monokuma was trying to tell us that Mukuro is the one creating the rules to the game. Why would he tell us that, and why now? He said he wanted to make things clearer so there wouldn't be any complaints later. But the mere fact that he said that proves that Mukuro is connected to this case. That's why Monokuma revealed the existence of a 16th student. He needs to make our investigation fair. Mukuro is related to the case?
It's certainly possible.
Perhaps she's the one who killed Kyoko. That would explain why we would have to have a class trial, wouldn't it? If she's a student, she killed someone, that would make her part of the school killing game. I think maybe Kyoko killed Mukuro. The fake nails are weird, though. I wouldn't think that would be... Kyoko wouldn't wear those nails, and the Ultimate Soldier or the Ultimate Despair, I don't think they would wear press-on nails. Those nails look just like Junko's nails. How long have I been streaming? A very long time. Mukuro is the killer? To kill Kyoko? Anyone should be able to come to that conclusion, don't you think? That's exactly what I thought when the investigation first began, but based on what Monokuma just told us, I've changed my mind.
It's all clear now.
Mukuro Ikusaba isn't the culprit. What makes you say that? We thought Mukuro, the Ultimate Despair, was the mastermind's true identity, but if that's true, Monokuma's behavior makes no sense. Why would the mastermind go out of their way to reveal themselves?
So, in other words...
Mukuro giving us information that would raise questions about her would be bold, to say the least. It makes more sense, then, to assume that Mukuro isn't the culprit, so that's the trap. They want us to suspect Mukuro and come to the wrong conclusion. That's what makes sense to me. The way you say it, it definitely does seem possible, but if that's really true, if Mukuro isn't the killer, who is? I believe our work here is finished, so let's move on. I should find out if the key...
Let's go.
Yep, let's go to the dojo. To the dojo. There are wooden lockers. They use woodblock keys, just like those super traditional bubbler bathhouses. It looks like the key we found in Kyoko's room really does go to one of these lockers.
I see.
Do you see the locker farthest to the right?
Very strange.
The only one that doesn't have a key in it at the moment. You know what that... You understand what that means, right? I should probably use the key we found.
That's right.
Just do it! Why are we talking about this? Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be memes! What's my favorite character in anime or game? Most like, if you want, I can design your cool logo. Oh, we're on an ad break. Perfect. Eagerly accepted the key it opened. Arrows. 10 arrows in total. They look like they're made of titanium, which means they're quite strong despite of how thin they are. Of course, without a bow, they're nothing but strong little sticks. Strong sticks. Titanium arrows has been added to the truth bullets section. There's something else inside the locker. Wadded up ball of duct tape. And it's got blood on it.
I see.
It must surely be related to the case. This duct tape is related to the case somehow? How could it possibly be involved? Bloody duct tape has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. I think that's all the locker has to offer for now. Hey, what's up, son?
Very strange.
The locker was hiding items that were clearly related to the case, but how did the key to the locker wind up in the victim's room?
Why?
Or perhaps... Forget it. Come on, we need to continue on to the next location. Wait, what? Wait a minute. We're in this... Whatever. What next location?
What?
There's still something we need to look into. Do more research on Fenrir, so we're going to the library. How you doing today, son? You mean the mercenary group that Makuro was a part of? Oh, things go good, son. How are we supposed to find out about that? Isn't it obvious? Where in this school would you go to do research on something? Yeah, the archive. Why are we still talking about this? Let's just go. There was a file related to Fenrir somewhere over here. There we go. Okay, we're gonna talk to you about it, or take a look at this. I have no idea what it says. What language is this? And look, there's the wolf logo that was on the back of the corpse's hand. How did you make it all the way to high school without learning a single word of French? I mean... Oh, Elsa. I'm not really interested right now. I'm actually kind of curious, how many people do you end up working with when you come in and you advertise like that in chat? I don't know that it is a very successful strategy, but I've never asked, and I've always been kind of curious. I mean, the fact that people do it means it must be successful at least some of the time, right? But it doesn't work here. Pretty sure most high schoolers can't speak French. I'll read it for you, but I expect you to repay your debt 100 times over. What? Isn't that extreme? Fenrir is an elite fighting unit based out of the Middle East. Oh, good to hear some. Unlike military contractors, they are a fierce group of soldiers who engage in direct combat. They claim that a single member is equivalent to an entire company of regular soldiers. Just like Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok, their mere presence is enough to strike fear into an enemy. They've been involved in countless military battles and operations, most of which are highly classified. However, some time ago, they completely ceased all activity. At present, their continued existence cannot be confirmed. There are unconfirmed reports that the key members of the group were all neutralized. Rumors indicate they were killed to keep them from revealing the many state secrets they'd acquired. Some, however, believe there was mounting internal tension within the group and they simply imploded.
What?
This all just sounds like some kind of alternate reality. It isn't. It's our reality, the only reality. These people are part of our world. The battlefields aren't much different from our lives here, an unpredictable, unimaginable world. Okay, which is why I'm currently doing art commissions. I hope that by August... Okay. But that didn't answer my question, though. What I asked was, how many people have taken you up on your commission offers when you come into chat randomly and basically self-promote? Because, I mean, most streamers don't respond well to self-promotion. So I'm just wondering, how many people are you actually working with right now where this approach works out? all I'm trying to say is consider finding other ways, like, to genuinely connect with a streamer rather than coming kind of off the bat. I mean, we had a little bit of a conversation, and I'm just trying to give you genuine feedback. Like, I'm not trying to pick on you. But I've had dozens of people come into the channel, maybe ask 1 or 2 questions to try to build rapport, and then, or just immediately start self-promoting. But I don't know that that's ever really been a successful strategy. But I do want you to do well. I hope that you do well. But I don't know that this is the best angle to take, you know what I mean? So, just some food for thought. The battlefields aren't much different from our lives here, an unpredictable, unimaginable world. That's what makes it all so exciting. Exciting definitely isn't the word I would use. Did anything jump out at you? This may be your last opportunity to learn about Fenrir. The report said something about where the name Fenrir comes from, right? It said Fenrir is the Wolf of Ragnarok. Speaking of which, would you like to know something interesting related to that? To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body. They got a tattoo of Fenrir. So I'm wondering if this really is Mukuro Ikusaba, and this individual has just been dead for several days, but the murder was never discovered. Or, like, hadn't been discovered yet. But the other thing that's weird is... what if Junko was, like, a double identity? So... Junko, I think, had like some freckles, or they used Photoshop in a lot of her stuff, right? So what if she used makeup to cover up her tattoo? Because that's pretty easy to do. And she was masquerading as a fashionista. But ends up getting killed.
Time is utterly silent,
Will you take
and
care,
yet it
Elsa?
constantly assaults us, organisms, the Earth, natural phenomena. It damages us little by little until the end. You should really think about that. Anyway, it's time to begin the class trial. So, please meet up in the usual spot. See you later!
The time has come. All we can do now is try to uncover the truth during the class
That's
trial.
right.
Let's go. What time is it? 1:53. Okay, we good. We good on time. Byakuya and Makoto showed up together. I know, right? What a twist. I bet Toko is going to be really excited about that. Vitamin D. Where the heck have you been? You disappeared without a word. You were investigating, of course. How could you not figure that out by this point? Makoto's ranked high enough for you guys to go off together. Just the yeah, see, Toko got all excited about it. Are you jealous?
Hey.
Making up some kind of creepy fantasy?
What?
Stop talking and brace yourselves. We'll be here any second. I do have a Discord, Elsa, but if your intention to join is solely to self-promote, I'm not comfortable with that because I don't know you. If you're looking to join because you genuinely want to get involved with the community and participate and stuff, I mean, everyone's welcome to join. But I'm just gonna warn you, if you start spamming posts about buy my art or please commission me, I mean, that's not gonna work out. So I'm just gonna give you a heads up warning right now about that. But yeah, we do have a Discord. Any second, he could show up at any time. Immediately tensed up and prepared myself. But we stood there for 5 full minutes waiting for something weird to happen. Yeah, because Kyoko was supposed to come to this class trial as well. Five minutes became 10.
Why?
Why hasn't Monokuma showed up yet? Not all the students are here, that's why. Someone is still alive, and we're about to find out who.
Could it be?
Maybe he died again. What should we do? Should we keep waiting? There he is. Or what?
What?
Did I scare you?
Come on.
Why did you waste my time and make me wait? What? I made you wait? You've got it all backwards. You're the ones making me wait. Huh?
In other words,
I'm waiting for everyone to arrive. We can't start till everyone's here now, can we? What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We've been waiting for you. Sorry, you're wrong. I've been waiting 10 minutes now, so it's okay if I punish the one making us all wait, right? If we all agree it's a violation, I'll arrange a punishment right now. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So someone is, like, held up somewhere. Like, they can't get out, or they're unconscious, or whatever. It's me you're waiting for. I'm here.
Hey,
Yoga! Yes! Yoga! No rule's been broken. You're still alive! It's a ghost! Stop talking. If you want to fight, do it at the class trial. You need to save some of the fun for later, right?
What?
Is it okay that there's no particular penalty for being late? Yes, it's fine. Shut up.
is that right?
I made it here just fine. What school regulation did I violate? Am I wrong? You're so selfish, so spoiled. You're right, there's no penalty officially, but I bet you'll be sorry later. I'll make sure you're sorry later. Hustle your butts into the elevator. I'll be just one step ahead of ya. When Monokuma was gone, we all rushed up to Kyoko. Kyoko! You really didn't die?
Indeed.
Of course I didn't die. I'm glad you're okay. That's not necessarily a good thing for us. We've got to deal with a ghost.
Let's go.
Whatever we need to discuss, we can do it during the trial. Without ever looking directly at Kyoko, Byakuya stepped into the elevator. That's weird.
But
I'll be happy when this trial is over. I had to talk to Kyoko before the trial started. Psst, Kyoko! Before we get started, I have to ask you. Where did you go? Where were you? Did I really see you in my room last night? Well, what I mean, Elsa, is if you join the Discord, I want you to be aware of the rules up front, just from how, oh my goodness, I just realized someone messaged in YouTube and I didn't even see it. Whoops. But just based off of how, like, you came here with the intention to promote your commission services, which itself isn't, like, wrong inherently. But because you started off with that, like, day one, then I'm just not sure what your intentions are for joining the Discord. So like I said, if you're looking to just genuinely connect with the community and, like, you are enjoying the stream and you want to join in on Discord stuff and whatever, absolutely, I'd love to have you. But if your main intention to join is solely to promote artwork or advertise that you do commissions and stuff like that, then it's probably not going to work out. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm trying to clarify, just right up front. Where have you been this whole time? You used that key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you?
Correct.
So, went to investigate the second floor of the dorms.
That's right.
There aren't any monitors or camera there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. I also missed his announcement because of that. Okay, second floor dorms. I don't know what they're talking about.
Whew.
I had no idea a body had been discovered. When did you find out?
So,
I finished my search and came back down just in time to hear a class trial announcement. I took some time to go over the crime scene first. I can't go to a trial completely uninformed, can I? So that's why you're late.
However,
I'm sorry I kept you all waiting. If you were on the second floor of the dorms, then that's what the key you found goes to? Oh, oh! I know, it's the one staircase that's still locked.
wrong.
To be precise, not quite.
In other words,
I used Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. Oh? Oh?
Just
Exciting. Ina, what are you two doing? Hurry up.
Makoto.
We can go over all the details after we go through the trial, okay? Right now I just want to focus on surviving our current situation. Because this is probably the single most crucial moment so far for me. What if... Wait a minute, what if she's the, secret military person? Like, okay, there's the wolf symbol on the back of the hand of the corpse. But what if that's on Kyoko's hand? What if that's why she's wearing the gloves? Because Monokuma claims it's because of scars or whatever, but he lies all the time. Like, I trust him as far as I could throw him. Actually, I could probably throw him farther than I do trust him. But anyway, that's besides the point. For her? It's a strange way to put it. Class trial is important for everyone, so why would she say it's a crucial moment for her? I wonder if that's what the truth of her identity is that she's the ultimate soldier or the ultimate despair or whatever. I mean, she has no qualms about being up and close with dead bodies, doesn't bug her at all. She's capable, confident, I mean...
Goodbye.
Well, if that's all. Seemingly unconcerned, Kyoko made her way to the elevator. I'm just overthinking what she said, right? Because she wouldn't be the only case of a double identity. Like, there is a precedent for a double identity situation. So what if there's a second double identity situation, but instead of dissociative identity disorder, it's a case of amnesia? So you make a name for yourself because you need some kind of name, but you don't remember anything about whatever was going on. And then, of course, there was Celeste's fake name. She hid her true identity. This time the clunking was loud enough to hurt my ears. The dread began to consume me once again. Blah, blah, blah. It was the blinding light of despair. Oh, just the computer screen.
I can't wait!
I feel like it's been forever since we got together like this. The time for pointless jokes and jabs has passed.
Thrills, chills, kills!
Let's get on with the show. The curtain opened for the 5th time. Yep, yep, yep. Yep, 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 yep. Yep, 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 yep. Yep. Yep, yep. Okay. Let's look over the truth bullets. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They had also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds. These were at least several days old. The explosion has burnt the upper half beyond recognition. Upper half of the body remained on fire, had to be extinguished. The upper half was soaking wet while the bottom half remained dry. The body was wearing notably long fake nails, which is just like... The body had a tattoo of a dog on the back of the right hand. It's a wolf, okay? It's not just a dog, it's a wolf. There were bits of charred debris near the body. It should be noted the bomb which had been removed from Monokuma in the gym had disappeared. But wait, was there more? It's hard to imagine these two are unrelated. The sprinklers are programmed to come on every morning at 7:30. This time is impossible to change. As such, it can be assumed that if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, it would have gotten wet. 7 a.m. Makoto wakes to the morning announcement. 7:30 a.m. Makoto and Aoi arrive at the dining hall. Makoto meets the others in the gym. (7:30 to 9). Makoto meets the others in the gym. Together they head to the headmaster's room. Toko is told to find the pickaxe where she discovers the body. The knife found near the body was the same knife that was used to stab it before the explosion. It is also the same knife that Toko had given Makoto for safekeeping, and the knife the masked assailant was holding when they attacked Makoto. The tarp was hidden among the other items in the tool shed. Oh, I know what the bonk on the head could have been from that metal pipe. If it was Kyoko that bonked them on the head and then dragged them off. As far as the other wounds, I don't know, it's just weird to me. One side was wet and filthy with mud and grime, the other side was completely clean and dry. Number of chickens in the chicken coop has decreased from 5 to 4. Yasuhiro claims that there were without a doubt, 5 chickens just before nighttime last night, and yet. Byakuya stated there was no corpse in the garden just after nighttime last night. It can be assumed the murder must have taken place sometime after that. Byakuya also said that he, Yasuhiro, Toko, and Aoi were in the gym the entire night. None of them were alone at any point. The corpse had a mask covering its head and a white jacket covering the body. A knife had been thrust into the abdomen. There were bloodstains around the wound. The body had stopped bleeding, but the blood was still wet. It was noted, however, there was no blood on the ground around the body. I feel like we haven't actually discovered a corpse anywhere. I don't know. It's very strange. Kuro Ikusaba, female, known as the Ultimate Soldier, became obsessed with military from a young age, disappeared while on vacation, reappeared in Japan 3 years later. Every member of Fenrir gets a tattoo somewhere on their body to represent their membership in the group. The killing game began with 16 participants, all students. It's assumed that Mikuru Ikusaba was the 16th. Monokuma also revealed the reason Kyoko wears gloves is to hide something she doesn't want anyone to see. Specifically, he said scars. This woodblock decoration was found in Kyoko's room. Looks like it's actually the key to the lockers in the dojo. A set of titanium arrows was found in the dojo locker. There appear to be 10 in total. Along with the arrows, there was a wadded up ball of duct tape on the locker. The duct tape had traces of blood. It's assumed this is related to the case, but nobody can imagine how. Kyoko used Monokuma's secret tool, which grants access to any room, to sneak into the second floor of the dorms. This area seems to have no monitors or security cameras. So something else, if there's a secret tool to grant access to any room in the school, she could get back into her own room. That's probably why she so easily gave up her room key. Simple. Allows me to lock onto 2 statements at once. I like that. I just wish I had one more point, just one more. Oh, well this is better than this. Okay.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. Then I'll punish everyone beside.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Well then, let's
that
discuss
same
the
thing
specifics
over
of
and
the
over.
victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
She's... Hero. She's standing in the room. Bro.
But Kyoko's standing right there.
No, that's a ghost.
Okay.
But she has legs and stuff.
His legs and
Well,
stuff.
that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Her traits?
The gloves.
I got it! I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh! You know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion. I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
There's no way that corpse was Kyoko. If I can't prove why, we're gonna be stuck here and the case won't move forward. Fake nails, probably.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the
What's up,
explosion.
Knight?
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion?
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
No, that's wrong.
How's your
No,
house preparations
There's
going,
no
Knight?
way the corpse was wearing gloves.
Getting ready to move and all that. Finally get to sit down. Well, enjoy it. Have a good sit down, for sure.
Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like that.
Okay.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
All the stuff we don't need for the next week packed.
Which should have been
Yep.
obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to
Okay,
figure
now we're
that
up to
out.
speed. Good job, hero.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Before anything, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from there. Okay. Who did?
Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
Then there's nothing else we can do, right? If Kyoko really is, then who died?
There's gotta be... I don't think so.
The face was scorched beyond recognition.
Oh, whoops.
Shoot!
Oops.
If Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
There's gotta be... I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond... And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma... Well, if we can't identify the body...
No, that's wrong.
Got it. I was on the wrong statement.
There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real? If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Oh, an unusual death. This I gotta see.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog? Her master must have made her get it.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within
That's
that
awesome,
tattoo.
right?
Oh, really?
The information.
I got it! The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad...
Okay, what if there's two people from the Fenrir Corps in the game instead of just one? So Kyoko has one, and the murdered also has it.
would
Just
get
thought.
a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
Oh, hangman. Okay, fine. Wolf. Give me an F. Okay, the dumbest hangman's
Now I
gambit ever.
understand. The representation of Fenrir is a wolf.
Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast. He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo.
That's true, she's never really talked about books much.
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf, which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
What? Are you
Really?
saying the
Okay.
mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a cool-ass trial?
No. It means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
And who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time, and when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us, just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we
She's
trust
the headmaster.
that?
She's
We
the
already
ultimate
know your
headmaster.
information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
Okay.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
I don't think so.
There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
There can only be two suspects. Me and Kyoko. And it ain't me.
You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm.
Well, that's just
at that point,
according
there
to
was
his
no dead
word and
body
his
there.
word alone.
So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden.
It still could
However,
be Byakuya.
Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time, we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs.
I think that
All
could
of
be
which is
Byakuya
to
just
say,
trying to establish
the
an
four of us
alibi.
all have alibis. The only ones without alibis.
Because all he has to do is throw
Are
a tarp
me
on the body,
and Makoto.
and then
That's why
the
you're able
sprinklers
to
won't
narrow
get it
down
wet.
the list of suspects.
Exactly so.
Well, except when would he have time to recover the tarp?
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you
Okay.
thinking of raising an objection?
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Then I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body?
Well,
Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first was Toko, right? And she went to go get the pickaxe.
it was discovered at 9 o'clock. I think.
I got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Look at the pickaxe, be back here by 9:01. Yeah.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around...
7:30?
Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
The murder happened between 10 and 9. I don't have an alibi from 10 p.m. to 7:30. The game has begun. If I can't provide an alibi for that period, I just have to prove the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. But the evidence doesn't point to that. Because of the tarp being wet on top. So his body was covered, so it wouldn't get wet from the sprinklers.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
And some sprinklers.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
No, that's not what they want me to say.
Shoot!
I see it. Upper half of the body. Oh. Bottom half remained dry, so it could be that. So it might be the exploded body analysis.
It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
Shoot!
We've established...
Maybe it's the 10 o'clock thing.
It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
Here we go.
No, that's wrong!
Put these bills off for a while, depends on the sit. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff juggling
Actually,
right now.
the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
Except for the
And
tarp.
what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you spew such indecent words!
Get out of here,
No,
Toko.
I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my in?
Man, you're totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
Prove that it wasn't the sprinklers. Yeah, it was the big bucket of water to put out the fire. Oh boy, it's this thing.
I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! How can you say it?
This should prove it.
It feels like a dumb time for that thing,
Just
but
remember
whatever.
what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers. The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
I'm so sick of her.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
I mean, okay.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
Then that
In
means
which
Kyoko
case,
doesn't
the
have
only
an
one left
alibi.
without an alibi is Kyoko.
I don't think she did it either, though.
I'd just like to say one thing.
Yeah, what is it?
If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen.
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
We're this far into the game, and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh?
And that is...
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all, and as a result, we were forced into another trial. something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is
Thank
still
you. Are you
insufficient.
gonna point out the tarp?
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you?
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided
Thank you,
getting
Kyoko.
wet.
You're gonna mention the tarp?
Interesting. I'm listening.
All it would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
The tarp.
I got it! You're talking about the tarp, aren't you?
You catch on quick. You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water. In fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean.
Wait.
This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
Why isn't there blood on the tarp? Because the blood was wet that was on the body that was on the thing. So it was covered with the tarp to keep it from getting wet, but then the murder actually happened after 7:30. So like you put the tarp on, then you take it off, and then they're stabbed. And then the tarp stays bloodless. But yeah. So that's kind of what I'm thinking right now.
Why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Can't think about that right now. The tarp, if that was used the way Kyoko said, must have touched the body, right? But there was fresh blood.
Wait, something's not right.
And what might that be?
Can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. Alright, I gotta look at the body before the explosion. Remind myself what it says. Knife had been thrust into the abdomen, bloodstains around the wound, body had stopped bleeding, the blood was still wet. Yeah, I think that's gonna be...
The killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side...
Damn it. I have absolutely no idea. Okay, hold
By
on.
covering the body with the tarp, the killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water. Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
It didn't make enough sense.
Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you. If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
But then why would only one side be wet,
If they
Hero?
had, they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
Oh, yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
Yes, exactly. Because who wears
What
a
if,
jacket backwards
after
like
the killer
that?
used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim.
You mean someone else's blood? Where would they get something like that?
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office.
That's been done before.
That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
A chicken! Chicken!
I got it!
Chicken
Would
blood.
have been chicken blood?
So gross.
Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
So, you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood? Man, that's messed up.
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
Oh, the plant ate
I
it.
wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense.
Go on.
You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right?
That's
But
a
if
weird
that's the
sequence
case,
of
then
events.
the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body. But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
I think so.
No, Makoto.
Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off. But the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they've already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred. They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
If that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
Yeah.
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
You tell?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body.
I think
They'd be
Toko had
done in no
opportunity
time.
to do that.
Maybe, but still.
Like,
Hina,
what if Toko was working
after
with
you met up with
Byakuya?
Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you
Why are
say?
you trying to pin this on me, Kyoko?
That's not...
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I was gonna say that's not what happened.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
Suspicion falls back on me again. But why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand. Why? Sky's dead body has been added to the truth bullets section. Okay, cool.
Well then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it? Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
Oh!
No.
See? Pretty good idea, right?
No, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right? According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Now we have the knife. What are we gonna do with it? We can't let Toko keep it. I don't want it. What do we do? Hang on to it, Makoto. Me?
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah.
Then why did you hide that fact?
Wouldn't
It's
you
not
hide
that
it?
I hid it. It's just...
Couldn't be sure what actually happened last night. Oh, look at this. Look at this. The back of the hand in this picture doesn't have the tattoo on it.
Suspicious! Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Oh, jeez. Considering everything up till now, I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
Alright.
The knife...
I need to look at something. For half the body because of this. Not that. Fragments. Hard to imagine. Suspect covered the body with a tarp. It might be the fragments that I'm supposed to use here. Bomb which had been removed from Monokuma in the gym had disappeared.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right?
Dang it.
Shoot!
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes...
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, so there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto. The knife we found lodged in the...
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that, that seals it. Just because I... That automatically makes...
Well, getting stabbed is what killed, so there's no question.
You took that knife...
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
I'm really...
The knife we found lodged in the...
It's the same one we
Yo.
gave to Makoto.
It
even
really
memorize
is,
it.
isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before,
You gave to
then
Makoto.
that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes...
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right? So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto. The knife we found lodged in...
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, that seals it.
Look, just because I had the knife, that automatically makes me the...
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right?
No, yeah, I didn't.
Shoot!
What does it want me to do here?
The knife we found lodged in the...
Maybe this, getting stabbed, and... Maybe the disguised dead body is what defeats that?
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before,
That seals it! Just because I had the knife, that automatic... Well,
getting stabbed is what killed her.
Okay.
no,
There we
it's
go.
wrong. Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro. That should be clear from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her!
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right? In other words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body, the knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
Stabbed him twice in the same spot? No way that's possible. The exact description was written down for everyone to see. Yeah.
I got it! The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did. Totally forgot about that.
Then the knife...
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer.
Thought he
They
was gonna
probably
mention
stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually
all the
killed
other
her.
wounds, like the being hit on the head and multiple
Exploding
wounds.
the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing. The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
What if it was genocide, Jill?
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kinda goes back to the beginning, but... What's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
I just realized... Where was that bomb? Because the form on the ground... I think the body might have been decapitated. No. We saw the head. I don't know, it just seemed like kind of a big bomb. I don't know.
If
Anyway.
you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion!
Calm down.
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any headway on this.
I think he really doesn't know.
I got it! After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
Huh? You know, I feel like I've seen something like it somewhere before.
That's only natural. Because, of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
Oh! Then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway, the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that is the only other possible suspect. You, Kyoko.
I'm not
Hold
convinced.
on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Fine. I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
Hello. Welcome from the YouTube chat. Need to concentrate.
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. Guess.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't me because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
The knife was a cover-up. All those other wounds on her body weren't fresh. Which only leaves the hit on her head, I guess.
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion
Mikusaba.
didn't kill her for sure.
Well, yeah.
She was already
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other
How do I
thing.
shoot those?
Oh, yeah. According to the monitor, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Shoot!
It's not clear.
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure. Yes.
Well, yeah.
Am I supposed
She
to
was
shoot the
already
correct
totally
answer
dead
with this
when
one?
that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma
Have you played this game before?
That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
Shoot!
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has
Oops.
yet to be determined, correct?
Oh, that was
The
scary.
explosion didn't kill her for sure. I guess.
Well, yeah. She was already...
I'm gonna think about this. The victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife. They'd also been struck in the head. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were several days old. So, am I trying to refute what Byakuya said with the multiple wounds? Because he's like, oh, on top of that, there's all these wounds. Like, everything that they're pointing out that was said in the Monokuma file is true.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? And then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe I need to
according
memorize
the
the
Monokuma
strike
file,
on the
that's gotta
head.
be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
So,
Then, shall we continue
The debate?
The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
okay, there it is. Jeez.
Mukuro died because of the blow to the back of the head she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
They were several days old.
The Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Yeah, I still
Okay,
feel
then we're
like part of
safe in
me feels
assuming
like
the
it's
blow to
actually
the back of her
Junko's
head
body
is
that's
what
there
killed her.
somehow. Because of the fake nails
But then,
and the boots.
what was the murder weapon? The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe!
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any
So have you played
kind
this
of
before?
power. I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground and spit on it.
I feel the same way! Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Unhinged! Unhinged.
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
We already know?
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
Have you? I don't know if I believe you. You really want me to say titanium arrows?
I got it!
Okay.
Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with
I
something.
know, Hiro is
And
just
that's
like,
what killed him.
he's in his own parallel universe. I think he's
And that
actually a
something
ghost. He's so
was
afraid of ghosts,
the
but I think he's a
titanium
ghost
arrow we
himself. He's
found
just
in the
like
locker
a
in the dojo.
figment from a parallel reality kind of thing.
arrow?
You know what I
That's what the
mean?
culprit
Because he's
attacked
just like,
Mukuro with?
where is he coming from?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Oh yeah, that's a char
That sounds
from Guild Wars 2.
weird.
I play Guild Wars 2
How
Sunday,
dare you
Monday, and
backtalk,
Tuesday.
Master? You have no right.
I'm not back-talking
I
anything.
found that dancing
I'm just
char
saying what I
gif and
think.
I love it, so. One more thing about that weapon, one more secret. I surely should have been paying attention to what they were saying, but I just kept clicking without actually reading it.
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right?
Yeah.
I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, because in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right?
Right,
It seems like
exactly.
an arrow would just be too thin.
Talking back to Master. You have no right.
Oh, I get it. It's the
titanium arrow.
bloody duct tape.
It was in the dojo locker. I have no doubt that was the
Are
murder.
you sure?
You don't sound convinced.
Well, because it said the weapon must have been about. It seems like an arrow would just be.
Okay.
No, that's wrong.
There's a bunch of arrows duct taped together.
You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Another weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled-up wad of duct tape. The killer probably uses duct tape to bind multiple arrows together. Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
My favorite
Similar
character?
to Aesop's fable about the bundle of
Ooh,
sticks.
probably Kyoko.
One
But
stick is
then
weak.
Sakura
Put them together,
and
they
also
become
Chihiro.
strong. It's meant to teach
I have a lot of
cooperation.
favorite characters in this game.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Are you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker, it was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
That's a lie. That's a bold-faced lie.
You absolutely have.
We've
How can
spoken
you
the
say that
dojo,
with such
Kyoko.
confidence?
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto?
Do
What's
you have
the
a favorite
matter?
character?
Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer. You know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to. The death of us all, remember?
Of course I remember.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
I mean, besides eyewitness account that I had a conversation with her in the dojo. I mean... It's the key.
I got it! The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is... right here. The key to the dojo locker.
And how does that prove anything?
Because I found it in your room.
Yeah,
It was
Byakuya could have planted it
in
there.
my room?
Don't bother
Because
trying to play dumb.
He's got a key to Kyoko's
That
room.
key is just the final piece of the puzzle.
I have a feeling that because Byakuya wasn't able to get a straight answer on Kyoko's identity like he wanted, it was at that point I think he decided, I'm gonna kill her because she's a threat, you know? Like, she's being too secretive, I can't trust, you know what I mean? Like, plus, he's, another possibility, Toko is, close to Byakuya in the sense that she's always following him around. So what if at one point she slipped the key out of his pocket and then planted it herself? I'm sus of Byakuya and Toko right now. Because they could have colluded some kind of way, or one could have taken advantage of the other in order to pull this off.
Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive, your attempts to frame Makoto for the
That's
crime.
a good theory. Thank you.
This
I
all
love theory
proves that
crafting.
you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her.
I'm dead set on finding the truth, my man.
It's not that I want to defend her. It's just... there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something.
I know, right?
Last
Here
night,
was just helpless.
You were in my room, weren't you? Why? What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
I was just protecting you.
What?
Well, yeah. Killer shows up with knife. You pass out again, and then you see her. That seems kind of straightforward to me. She knew I was being attacked. Yeah, because what if that's Byakuya? Which would mean that Kyoko, she killed someone for me. I mean,
That's
maybe?
enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A
Is
verdict
self-defense
close at
still
hand.
murder?
Wait. I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
See, he's pushing way
Really?
too hard.
But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
Yeah, he had your room
I
key.
should know.
However, she also had a master key. So... I love this music. It's so good.
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker. And then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Yeah, exactly. Kyoko gave her key room to Byakuya, which would mean...
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly
so many
what
suspects, I know.
I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
There's proof that you aren't the culprit. Is that what you're saying?
You stated a theory earlier. You said I hid the evidence of my crime in the dojo locker, and then left the locker key in my own room, correct? But could I really have done that?
Those words you just spoke. What do you mean?
Exactly. I'm not the killer. You should understand that.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would never hide something from me!
Up,
There's
Kyoko.
proof that you aren't the culprit.
No, that's wrong.
Got it.
If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room
Huh? Why not?
because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
But she had a master key to get into every
see.
room.
So that's what you meant.
It's technically.
And if I had the key to your room,
Then obviously I had no way of getting in. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself. Am I wrong?
It would appear not.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
I was still trying to figure it out. Yeah, an obvious, yeah, thank you, Makoto. She has a master key to get anywhere she wants. This isn't like her. Try to save herself with such a desperate lie. Does she really feel that threatened? Because she's the killer, or something else? Is there deeper meaning hidden in what Kyoko said earlier? If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. See, that's not saying I didn't do it. You know what I mean? It's like, if you want greater justice, if you want justice for everyone that has died so far, take the L. Let me become like the graduated blackened or whatever, so that I can unveil everything that's really going on here. You know what I mean? Like, what she says here is pretty sus. I do, however, need to take a really quick break, but I'll be back in just a couple minutes, so enjoy some shorts while I'm gone. See, a lot of people like to complain about fighting against the LYB, but you can't deny that it feels so good to take one of them down when you do. It's like fighting that boss in Dark Souls that you get stuck on, and then you finally beat him, and it's like, like, it's a tough fight. You earn it. You have to earn it. But the payoff is even better. You just have to stick it out. Is she running around me in circles? She is. What the fuck? Elizabeth. Elizabeth. Stop. Elizabeth, come back. Where are you even going? Are you just... Could you please... Elizabeth, we really need to... Get back to the gun machine. My god, she's like on a marathon. Doing laps, gotta keep up the pace. Can I just follow her around? I can. You can't... She's so excited, she just can't stand still. She's just like, we're going! We're going! Okay, before I make everybody dizzy. Sorry. Elizabeth, you crazy. Oh, snap! Sands! Where's the puzzle? It's right there, on the ground. Trust me, there's no way they can get past this one. Can I talk to you? Sands! They didn't even look at it! Hold on. It's a kitten caboodle. They're warm and snuggly. You wear them at night. Kitten caboodle, get yours today. 3 easy payments of $19.95.
Oh my gosh.
There's different kinds of mustard depending on what kind of hot dog or sausage you're having. Like a spicy brown mustard, that's for sausage. The classic, like French's yellow mustard, that's for a hot dog. Wasn't it? See, a lot of people like to complain about fighting against the LYB, but you can't deny that it feels so good to take one of them down when you do. It's like fighting that boss in Dark Souls that you get stuck on, and then you finally beat him, and it's like, like, it's a tough fight. You earn it. You have to earn it. But the payoff is even better. You just have to stick it out.
What are you doing on computer?
What the fuck? Why did I blow up? Why did I blow? I was trying to remember the emo-haired guy. I can't breathe. Why did I blow up, you guys? I don't understand.
Try to move a little faster this time.
Now you're tough.
No, now I just am really good at hiding the weenie inside me.
The what inside you?
Nothing. Yeet.
There's a level 50 coming.
Bam, son! That's how it's done.
Hi, Havoc. What's up?
Carnage, does that count?
Hi, Havoc. Sing. Tell him he smells.
You smell.
Thank you.
Okay.
Horrible.
I'm back. Hope you enjoyed the clips. We're back to the mystery. I can't let that happen. Yeah, no, she's being so sus. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us. I mean, mastermind's trap. Mastermind is trying to trap Kyoko, but what if that's not really true? What should I do? Mastermind's trap. Victim was Mikuro and Kyoko killed her? What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? I'm the only one who knows it's a lie. I'm the only one who can expose it. But who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? Oh good, I'm glad you like it. You spend all your time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move forward. We know the danger, but if that risk means solving the mystery, we have no choice. Am I wrong? What do I do? Run away! Let it go, run away, pursue the lie. Can I save? No, of course I can't save. It usually doesn't let me... pick the wrong thing, right? Because I didn't save until right before the trial. What do you think? What should we pick here? I feel like ultimately we should always go for the truth. She said the mystery of the school will, like, essentially die with her if she doesn't make it out of this alive. That's kind of what she was saying. The runaway option, though, was pretty hilarious. Let's pursue the lie.
There was a lie hidden within Kyoko's statement just now.
A lie?
Isn't that right, Kyoko?
I know.
You said it. The burden of proof is on you. So let's hear it. Where's this lie, then?
Definitely lying. It must be because there's some other deeper truth she wants to keep hidden. Was that the right choice? I feel nervous because it just went right through. You know?
I didn't have the key to my room because I'd given it to Byakuya. There's no doubt about that, right?
You are correct.
So I couldn't possibly have gotten into my room.
No, that's wrong.
Like every
No.
choice point we've
Kyoko
had
could
up
have gotten
until
into
now
her room. You
railroads
said
you.
so
It doesn't
yourself,
let you
didn't you,
pick.
Kyoko?
Because earlier I wanted to tell the truth to Kyoko about something. I wanted to let her in on what I saw with Sakura and Monokuma. But the game was like, oh no, but I'm not sure of what I said. I can't do that. And I was like, okay, well it's not really a choice then.
Monokuma's secret.
Kyoko stole it from the headmaster's room. It lets you get into any room in the school, which means she could have used it to get into her own room.
Then I guess that's it.
You're giving up just like that? You admit to killing-
No.
No, I'm simply recognizing that I lost.
What?
What are you talking about?
Like I said, this was a trap, and I wasn't able to escape it. So I lost. That's all this means.
Huh? Then, are you saying you really didn't... Kyoko, you really aren't the killer?
Okay,
Slightly
time's
going
up.
smoothly.
Huh?
I'm sorry to say, but your time is up. All done, all finished. The class trial is all over.
But that's ridiculous! Since when is there any...
It's because you were late, so the trial started late and time ran out. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you. But I guess we already know who the blackened is, don't we?
No. Would it let you pick? I got it right. I got it right? But something strange is going on here. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. There's something wrong with this whole class trial.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment. Let's give it everything we've got.
Is this just scripted to happen? Oh no. She's so upset. Oh, she's just gonna get smashed? Okay. After school lesson. Compared to the other punishments he's created, this really is lame. She is asphyxiating? She's turning purple. I know. Why was the audio desynced? Did you hear that? It was like you'd hear the thing smash, but you hear it smash when it's lifting. That's how the class trial of Mikuru Ikusaba came to an end. The truth was lost forever, even for me. It would prove to be our last class trial. There was never a single murder. We had obtained peace. So bad end, right? Bad end? Ah! Oh no! Oh god! Wait, when did Toko die? Only inside the school, only for us. What happened to Toko? Why does Byakuya look so chill now? What? Vision, thank you for following the channel. Right. Okay, so it's gonna let me do this over again. Okay.
Makoto, why are you staring off into space? Don't you have a rebuttal for Kyoko's claim?
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank God, like, I didn't... You'll never move forward. Okay. Let it go. Let it go. I have to believe in Kyoko. Something has to do with the mastermind's trap.
Does no one have you decided to accept her assertion as fact?
Yeah.
I see. So you still refuse to accept it.
Yeah.
I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room. That it was someone else.
That was a hilarious ending, though. I did not expect that. That was just unhinged.
I mean,
but like, how did Toko die? That's what I don't understand. Is like she just falls over dead.
Of course, I have an alibi. From nighttime on,
for some
I was
reason,
with you guys the entire time. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
What? It had to be Makoto, right?
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong.
Was I supposed to run away?
Think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you? Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead, and then we're thrown into a trial.
Yeah.
Kyoko even said it's a trap the mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's up!
Huh?
Time's up! Class trial's all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
What? Time's up?
Who's
What do
here?
you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late! So
Okay.
then, it's time for voting time!
I have to run away?
Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you!
Voting time?
Okay, so I'm gonna be voted the killer. I forgot about the... Wait a minute, what is this? Am I gonna die? Am I gonna play as Kyoko now? What is this?
Now, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the
It's cute that in this
dreadfully
version Kyoko
wrong
says
one?
something.
Hey, hold on! What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
I guess did I pick the right thing? 'Cause now they're gonna say me, right? Yeah. Huh? You think I'm the killer? Sorry, man. It's all your fault. You're wrong. I didn't do it.
Yes, indeed.
Good job.
Yep.
That's not true. None of this makes sense. Okay, so here's something. So this whole situation has been really weird from the beginning. I mean, obviously, right? But the fact that the bodies just evaporate into thin air, the crime scene is perfectly cleaned up. I have this one absolutely crazy theory that this is like some sort of really advanced simulation. None of this is actually happening. We found pictures of students being buddy-buddy alive, that supposedly had never met each other before coming to Hope's Peak, where there's nothing barred up against the windows. Kyoko said, "What have you done to our bodies?" at one point, like somehow we were manipulated. So what if we're somehow hooked into something that feels incredibly real but isn't real? Or our memories were wiped and all of us did know each other before coming to the school? What if they have like some kind of body double? We have Monokuma, who's an incredibly advanced machine that has a bomb built into him that looks and operates and runs around like a teddy bear. What if the rest of us are also machines that aren't real, that are piloted with our own minds? So things feel real, they seem real, but they aren't real. So nobody's actually dying, they're just removed from the game. It's a heck of a lot easier to clean up broken machinery than it is broken people, in terms of like really cleaning it all up. So it's just suspicious to me. I mean, granted, we haven't seen any like wires or circuitry or whatever, but this implies that my memory was wiped and I was used in a murder against my will, or I was like sleepwalking or whatever. But let's see what happens. It makes perfect sense.
Shing!
Just like all the other class trials, and I'm gonna end it the same way.
Kills! Chills! Kills!
Uh-huh. Why do I? Oh. You
I don't
good?
expect you to forgive me. I know this is all my fault.
Okay.
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Am I gonna have to pick the other answer of run away? I'm gonna have to try to run away from the class trial. It'd be funny though if I happen to pick both of the bad endings. Okay, how am I punished? Is it the same thing? Oh my, it's the same thing. Get out. This was another bad ending. At least the audio was synced up properly. Yeah, so what I mean by this one being lame is that the other ones are custom tailored to the other, like whatever that student's ultimate whatever is. The ultimate baseball star gets pummeled to death by baseballs. The ultimate biker gang guy is put in a death sphere on a bike and made to ride around until he gets turned into butter. Like, it's all special stuff. This is just so... This isn't specific to anything at all. The size of the drops of sweat on my face. Chihiro? Or Alter Ego? Secret Lost Twins. Oh, I wasn't killed. Alter Ego somehow saved my life at the last minute. But I'm gonna land on my head now, so that's not good. I'm still gonna die. Okay, so I picked the right answer then.
This is...
Alter Ego. Alter Ego? Is this some stupid virus from that stupid guy? He must have planted it when he invaded my network. Dang it, I don't believe this.
It would seem...
You finally made a miscalculation. You miscalculated from the very beginning.
What the heck?
What was that?
In other words...
You shouldn't have underestimated us. Why are you talking like you've already won? I barely felt a thing. It was a pinch, an itch. The stupid virus is gone now, got it? And so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash him flat, but you're never gonna see him again. His luck saved him! Dude, you're right! You're so right! That went right over my head. Are we gonna see where the rest of the bodies went? It's still not enough. I'm still not satisfied. Gonna bring despair to the entire world. Okay, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. All the same stuff. Is he gone? Never. He's never really gone. What's the meaning of all this? What the heck is going on?
Calm down.
We're not the ones being trapped this time.
In other words...
Now it's the mastermind that's ensnared.
What,
okay.
What did you say?
So...
You'll understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. Indubitably. Massive High School towers over all the other buildings in this bustling urban area. It's like the school stands at the center of the entire world. Hope's Peak Academy. It brings in top students from every field imaginable, government-funded school of privilege. This is the beginning of the game. They say if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. It was built to raise hope in the nation's future, which makes Hope's Peak a pretty fitting name. There are 2 things you need to attend this school. You have to already be attending high school, and you have to be the very best at what you do. No ordinary student could enroll here. The only way in is if you're scouted by the school itself. Standing there at the gate, the ultimate school filled with the ultimate students, was me. Eh? What a whiplash of tone. I know. Where am I? Woke up with my head resting on top of a hard wooden desk. My body felt heavy. Wouldn't be weird for me to zonk off in the middle of some boring class, but what was I doing asleep here just now? It wasn't any classroom I'd ever been in before. What the heck is going on? Ooh. Chapter 5, Time Unknown. I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together again, and then I was awake. My mind and body come back. Oh, I guess, yeah. Hopeless nightmare. This isn't a dream. The stench invading my nostrils was too powerful. What an awful smell. Barest hint of light seeping in. Trash was piled high. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. Yeah, how would you survive? Like, he was falling upside down, so how did he land right side up and not, like, the desk and chair bust? Was I gonna be stuck there till I wasted away and died? Can't let that happen. Not after what my good friend went through to save me. I remembered all too well what had happened. He's a lucky guy. Alter Ego saved me. He used up the last little bit of his strength to do it. I can't give up now. For myself and my friend. My pursuit of survival again. Began. A rocket and a tank. I do not think too much about what I'm seeing down here. I mean, it's a little Monokuma. Is that an airplane? This is a desk, rather than the one that fell down here with me. Alright. It's locked. I didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't going to be that easy. I'm getting out of here anytime soon. Decided to look around for some food. It's plenty of food, but it's rotten. That was pointless too. I searched for water. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are an all-around bad idea? And again, pointless. Blocked on all sides. But I'm not gonna give up because I'm still alive and I'll never give up. The next thing I decided to do was go to sleep. I didn't know Alter Ego how to bias for who survives. Well, Alter Ego couldn't take action because the next person to pass away after Alter Ego was, like, dismantled was Sakura, and Sakura took her own life, so there was no murderer to be... Like, Sakura was the blackened. Well, no, yeah, that's when Alter Ego was dismantled. And then after that, there wasn't another murder until that mysterious death that we just had. So I don't think there was an opportunity for Alter Ego to do anything until this last trial. All I did was sleep and sleep. It was like waiting for some sign to come falling out of the sky. Is there literally going to be a sign that falls from the sky? A crunch. Here's my silent isolation jarring me awake. Oh, Kyoko, you're right. Oh, you're so right. I didn't even think of that. As I watched the pile of garbage jostled and formed an odd shape. Did something fall down? What could it have been? Yeah, garbage. Did a giant piece of trash fall down?
Just a second.
A piece of trash? Rude. Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was.
It smells awful.
You got a little bit of... you look great. You look great. Good to see you.
Indeed.
You're doing better than I expected. What are you doing here? I'm here to help. Glad to hear that, Kyoko. Got a bit of garbage in your hair? Another luck joke? Go for it. Kyoko! She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again. Hey. I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. Thank you. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way toward my stomach. That really hit the spot. I've got all the energy I need to keep going. You still haven't given up, then? No, never. The fact that I can keep going forward is about all I'm good at. It's not such a bad thing to be good at. But Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me?
So...
To pay a debt, or to atone.
You...
During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. Well, I mean, the second time around I didn't say anything. You knew that I knew.
Indeed.
Yeah, because she told us. Even though I knew, I did nothing to help you.
I...
abandoned you. You didn't abandon me. That's what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me, and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason that I had to survive no matter the cost. And?
It's true.
I'll tell you everything. The reason I have to survive...
In other words...
is so I can do what I came to this school to do. Right, which is expose the secret?
Indeed.
At least I did once. Until recently, I'd forgotten what it was. I had no memory of what my purpose was. Amnesia. Is it really true you lost your memory? Do you remember Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived? First thing. You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted. When I woke up, I was trapped.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation with myself, a disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point, my memory was gone. At that time, I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. What would make you forget all that? Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
Indeed.
I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. Why would they do that? There's only one reason I can think of, because of my purpose and my abilities. Somehow they would interfere with the mastermind's plans. The mastermind just stole them from you?
However...
It could also mean somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of this school and the mastermind, which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this whole time. If what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
Why is that?
If we did that, or if I did that and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always the chance the mastermind is actually one of us. Yeah, that's true.
Correct.
Don't make too big a deal of it, it's just a possibility. Yeah, like Byakuya, it would totally be Byakuya. Since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind, one of us. If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. which case it only makes sense she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However,
That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. Why me? Among everyone, you were the least likely to be the mastermind. It was just intuition, but okay. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
I understand. I should understand everything. My
Yeah,
goal
this
isn't
happened
to get out of here.
before.
It's to stay here.
Yeah, what is that all about? Why did that just
Listen.
happen? Are you okay? It's nothing. It is nothing, right?
hey,
Even now, I still trust you, you know. It's just, I'm not used to relying on others.
correct.
I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. I was convinced. That's just her personality. So... is this just lots of talking? You said you had a reason for doing all that investigating on your own. How'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So,
There's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. Okay, can we talk about that? My ability, what everyone should have known me for. The ultimate detective! I was right! I mean, I said a few different things, like detective, investigator, you know, but whatever. There was someone I had to find. You had to find someone?
so,
It was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? He's my father! My
in
father!
other words,
I was separated from him as a child. It turns out he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Okay, and that explains when Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved. I'll find a way. No matter what it takes, I will find the headmaster.
No matter what?
So,
Kyoko, what's going on? My memory hadn't come back, but when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose was coming to find him.
However,
But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I know, right, Dragon? I only said that what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. What did you see in there?
so,
The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess, the desk drawers were dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
it's true.
That was my assumption, and to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found. Why there? I also found this in the headmaster's room. Some kind of map.
Indeed.
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room, along with Makuro's profile and that key. How is it Monokuma did not detain Kyoko or whatever and take all of these things from her? I'm shocked that she has these things, unless she's just talking about them and she doesn't physically have them with her right now. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time, and I figured the headmaster would have had some kind of private room. I assumed if that were true, that room would likely hold more clues, so I went
Correct.
to check, and that's when I finally remembered that the purpose was to find the owner. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private
However,
room. Once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. So what was it like? That part of the school, I mean. It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in this school is more horrific than we ever imagined. Okay?
so,
You can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get your chance soon enough. Okay. Is everyone moited? Better more talking. More talking.
however,
Which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. Had to do with Mikuro Ikusaba. I still think that's Junko's
However-
body that was repurposed. To be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right. That just means everyone but you and me had an alibi. So then who did kill her?
anyway,
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. Oh no, well I'm glad you're back. So, we've been talking with Kyoko here, She's remembered her ability and her purpose. The headmaster of the school is her father. They're wondering if the headmaster was involved with the thing that's going on right now, but we're thinking the headmaster isn't actually the mastermind that's orchestrated this killing game deal. She was telling me about what she found on the second floor of the dorms, that the headmaster's room was there. There's faculty, like, housing and stuff there. And, she said that there's things to suggest that things are much more horrific than we had ever imagined, which, I mean, they're already pretty horrific beyond imagination, so I can't fathom what the heck we're gonna find there. Trying to remember if there's anything else. Oh, and her ability is that she's the ultimate detective. Was to get me killed. Yeah, get you killed.
Indeed.
I stole that key and disappeared, and in retaliation they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me. That was the point of the class trial. The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly because of the school regulations.
That's right.
Exactly. My secret twin lost theory was wrong. Lost daughter was more fitting. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, dude. You never know which direction this game is gonna zig or zag in, so we're not throwing that out yet. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope's Peak Academy at your discretion.
In other words,
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules? That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves is somehow bound by the school regulations.
hey,
There's one other thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba. There was a point where Mukuro may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto! Bum, bum, bum. I could have become the victim? You know what I'm talking about, right? You mean... Yeah, where I was almost stabbed. I can hear them, you know, the footsteps of the god of death. I can hear the god of death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me into cases just like this. Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Which is exactly what happened with you. What about all the other students? What about all the other people that died? Why weren't you there to help protect them? I was in the dorms, and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell, and I saw a white shadow cross the corridor. I gave chase right away, and as I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
Correct.
I ran into your room and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately.
However...
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to... Whoever the masked assailant was, they ended up dead.
Correct.
And their murder was disguised. The dojo key wound up in my room. All of it has to be the work of the mastermind in an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. Kyoko also has biases, I know. I agree, Dragon. I feel like there's some plot holes. Something else I really love to do after playing games like this, like I enjoy them thoroughly and all that, but I love to find reviews that point out plot holes and just absolutely pick it apart piece by piece, just because I find that kind of stuff really interesting. Same thing with like movies, like No Movie is Without Sin. I think it's a YouTube channel called Movie Sins or something like that. And it's really funny because like they'll review really popular, awesome movies that hundreds of thousands, millions of people have enjoyed, but you know, no movie is without sin, so they reveal all the plot holes, and it's hilarious. But anyway, all this would mean that whoever killed Mukuro is also the mastermind, right? I don't have conclusive evidence, that's what I think. That's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Doesn't that create another contradiction where they can't go against the rules? Mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right, that is a contradiction. It's not just Mukuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. What does it all mean?
In other words,
The mastermind is the one who's been cornered.
Makoto.
Just a little more, and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The other ultimate despair. Other ultimate other. Other. Stop. Other? This gives more validity to your theory, since it's now implied they're also bound to the rules. The mastermind, I mean, yeah. There's no doubt that Mukuro was the ultimate despair, and that she's dead. No, but Mukuro was the ultimate soldier. Wait, stop! I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. Okay. It was like a pseudonym. Ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. Oh, yeah, the tragedy that happened like a year ago.
That's right.
The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Well, whoever's responsible for that, they're the ultimate despair? That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Are you talking about the military, group Fenrir?
Indeed.
Make no mistake, they're the root of all evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair. That is our real enemy. 100-mile dash. Pain of a junk food junkie. Dream Island rocket. Yeah, what's up with that rocket? That's weird. Maybe Fenrir to be obvious? I don't know. Yeah, chapter's over, and it is time for me to end stream. Yeah, only 6. So, okay. Let's talk about this for a minute. I usually find somebody who's also playing Danganronpa or whatever game I was playing to raid. I like doing that whenever possible. Sometimes I play games that are kind of small, so it can be difficult to find someone to raid. But we've got some really weird things going on. I'm so glad. So, oh, and by the by, I stream 6 days a week. I actually have a schedule on Google Calendar. Boop. So you can see my schedule there. Usually I'm streaming Guild Wars 2 Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday is kind of a wild card. I alternate between playing Baldur's Gate 1 with some good friends of mine, and then other nights I do something called Wildcard Wednesdays. I've got some VODs up on YouTube as well. And sometimes though, like this past week, I did more Guild Wars 2 because I've almost unlocked the Griffin mount, so I'm really excited about that. But anyway, so Wednesdays is kind of like, it varies. Fridays is when I play more retro games, so like anything pre-2005. Right now I'm playing through the original Fallout game, and then Saturdays is when I'm playing Danganronpa, and like there's more Danganronpas in the series, so I'm interested in playing more of those. We usually vote on which game I'm going to play next in the Discord. So if you're interested in having a say in the games that I play next, you can join the Discord and make a vote. Let me think. What else was I saying? Saturday's theme is that it's like a sleuthing game. It's a whodunit mystery. And those are some of my favorite games to play. So that's usually what I do. Yeah, so that's kind of my basic schedule. But I'm just trying to wrap my head around everything that we just witnessed, because it's like it's like we get 2 answers and then 4 more questions. You know what I mean? It's like as certain things become more clear, it exponentially gets more confusing. There was a tragedy that happened, like, I'm trying to think about this chronologically. Something happened a little over a year ago, and by the body count I could tell in that one classroom, there were 8 students brutally murdered. It's not obvious if there was only one assailant that killed everybody, or if everybody killed each other. I don't know. We have this Fenrir military group that is, I mean, Fenrir is the god of chaos according to Norse mythology. So they're just looking to do whatever they can to cause confusion and whatever. So they might be the ultimate despair that somehow infiltrated the school to wreak havoc for whatever reason. The fact that Makoto keeps having this like weird dream saying, I understand everything, I'm not trying to leave, I need to stay here. But then also, I'm the one person that the mastermind tried to kill and like circumvent regulations, supposedly. So is there something special about me? Because something else at the beginning is that I was chosen at random. I'm the ultimate lucky student, right? So my luck was getting brought into this school. That seems convenient, doesn't it? So what is a way that I would be above the rules? One possibility is that I'm somehow faculty or staff in the school, or I'm related to somebody. I'm not technically one of the participants. Like there's some reason that the rules don't exactly apply to me. I'm like outside of that. Do you know what I mean? How so? I don't know. But conveniently, Kyoko was there to save my life, even though she wasn't there to save anybody else's life, which I also find suspicious. The headmaster bugs me. Where is he? Yeah, another really good question. I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna do something really strange where they say like, oh, Makoto has been the headmaster all along. Like, that wouldn't make sense because then I'm Kyoko's father. Like, that wouldn't make any sense. An unexpected participant? I mean, yeah, maybe. Makoto didn't lose his memory. He says he's a completely normal student. So, like, there's nothing special about him. Something else I'm wondering, if the mastermind has the power to remove memories, does the mastermind also have the power to implant memories? What if what if our identity is something we have no idea because our memories have been replaced with something else? So we think we're just like some average person, when in reality, we're something much more. What's up, Sarman? We're just wrapping up, we're actually wrapping up stream from Danganronpa. We had a big info dump from Kyoko, and a lot has happened, actually. And, maybe Makuro was the unexpected one, since she's from Fenrir and suddenly found a way into the school. Yeah, see, that's another thing. That is another possibility. There's still a part of me, mainly because of the fake nails. Here, you know what? I'm gonna look up a picture of Junko. I wanted to get a good picture with her nails. This isn't like the best picture. But look, see, if we look at this. Okay, it's like zooming in my browser, but not zooming in on the picture. You see that? You see these red fake press-on nails? If I had a good picture of her from head to... And look, there's her boots. She's got lace-up boots. And it appeared that from underneath that coat, she had, the body had lace-up boots. Other than that, she had like that big coat covering her. There's not a really good... Uh-oh. I might have seen a spoiler. I might have seen a spoiler. Oh no. I'm just so sus. I am so sus. Especially when, way she died, she was impaled a bunch of times. Yeah, Google is dangerous. I agree, Nasirman. But the way she died here, you see this, all these stab wounds and stuff? Everybody said she was dead at this point, but in the Monokuma file number 5, yeah, she got speared, yes. So by all accounts, she should be dead. But what if there's something else at play that we don't know about that somehow allows somebody to come back from the dead or be reincarnated, or she appeared to be dead, but it's just that her heart stopped for a few minutes, and so life-saving support was able to be given, or who knows, right? Body doubles. Anything's possible. Anything's possible. Yeah, there's a lo-fi and hip-hop beat remix of Danganronpa, so there's that if you want to go get it. So anyway, I'm just... Also, makeup can be used to cover your hand. This feels like 4D chess. I know. I know. Anyway, we can speculate all we like, but something else that this game loves to do is a lot of misdirection, a lot of what appears to be conflicting information. Monokuma loves to come in and just say random stuff that is most likely a lie. Just to mess with our heads. And like going into a class trial, it doesn't seem possible to me to know, like there's frequently information that's brought up in the middle of a class trial or at the very last second that makes it impossible for you to know or suss out who the killer is until you're actually working on the mystery. They said something, but they say ridiculous things all the time. That's what I'm saying. So it's like you don't know what's truth and you don't know what's a lie, just to get you confused and keep you off track. How was I supposed to know that one was true? That's what I'm saying. Anyway, we're gonna... Let me see if someone's streaming Danganronpa right now. Let me see if someone's streaming Danganronpa right now. Let me see if someone's streaming... Sorry for the feedback loop. I was not quick enough to mute stream. Okay, Danganronpa. But hopefully we've got somebody who's not, like, in endgame. Okay, so there's 3 of us streaming Danganronpa right now. We do know the game is, broadcasted. It got confirmation with the beginning of the investigation. Epic echo, I know, right? I'm so professional. I don't know what broadcast it is. Broadcasted. Oh, broadcasted. Yes, it is broadcasted. It wasn't at the beginning of, like, at the beginning of stream, if that's what you mean, yes. We didn't find out about it being broadcast until later, but there were things that Monokuma said that made me think, like, okay, this is being broadcast to an audience. I don't know how big the audience is, but this implies we are being broadcast. So, let me see. This person... Okay, yeah. So, this person isn't as far into the game as me, so we're gonna raid them. Reigi G. Hope I said that right. So we have a raid call to use. I mean, we do raids on Twitch. I don't think YouTube has a way to do raids. I wouldn't even know how to, like, manage that. Well, I could figure out a way. But we're gonna raid this person on Twitch. I have a raid response that we copy paste for funsies. Oops. Boom. Anyway, so just a brief recap on my schedule. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, I'm streaming Guild Wars 2. Wednesday, I'm not sure what I'm streaming just yet. It might be more Guild Wars 2. I might do another Wildcard Wednesday. Like, that is a lot of fun to do, and I look forward to it every time, so we're probably going to do that. Friday is the original Fallout game. We're getting closer to endgame. I have the power armor. It's getting ramped up, and we're going to take on the super mutant army. Then Saturday, so next week Saturday is going to be continuation, more Danganronpa. I'm wondering if it's going to be the last Danganronpa stream where everything comes together. And then in the Discord, we'll hold a vote to see if people want to see the Danganronpa 2 or a different game altogether. But yeah, that's what's upcoming. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate the follows, the subs, any support. I'm also on Twitter and Instagram, also as Callie Xenon. Absolutely, I hope you can make it too. And all my VODs get uploaded to YouTube, so if you miss a live stream, you can always catch the VOD, or if you didn't only caught part of it, you can always rewatch it. See you some. Thank you so much for hanging out.